G'day all you mad gamers, I'm Mad Mikey and I come from the bloody land down under, and in today's Gaming News Opinions, the show where we're going to talk about all the news that's been coming out. It's been a week since I've been here, so I'm back because there hasn't been any news, but yesterday there was some big news from Atari. Yes, that's right, the AtariBox, they have come out and shown some pictures and given just a smidgen of details, and we'll go into them a bit later on in the show. And Telltale's going to be announcing a new game at SDCC. What'll it be? Aroo! And also D23, the Disney Festival of Awesomeness, was over the weekend. So we've got some Battlefront 2 news and a few interesting tidbits about Kingdom Hearts 3. All that and more in today's gaming news. But don't forget, it's not just the news, it's my opinion. Mad Mikey Gaming. What is up, mad gamers, and welcome to the 18th of July's edition of today's Gaming News Opinions, the show where I grab all those little bits of gaming news around the world and I just bring them in and I try to compact them into one little show here. The little twist on it also is that I just give my opinion on it because I have feelings about video games. And if you like today's Gaming News Opinion show, don't forget, give it 2 thumbs up and hit that like button, as well as share and subscribe to Mad Mikey Gaming if you like gaming. So the first big news that came out, and it was addressed by an email yesterday from Atari. Now, if you did sort of subscribe to their emailing list, you would have been the first ones to get this, and then it just blew up all over the bloody internet, didn't it? So Atari has just come out and brought out a lot of 4 new images of their AtariBox, and I've got to say, that wood finish though. It looks beautiful. Now, they've come out and they have said that it's going to have modern internal specs, and what's a modern internal spec these days, allowing it to include classic games and as well as deliver on current gaming content. What does that mean? We still don't know what this thing's going to bloody do. It's also going to feature a HDMI port and 4 USB inputs. What would you need 4 for? As well as an SD card slot. So this is actually really becoming interesting. The fact that they are just sort of slowly dropping it out. There are so many reports out there at the moment that you really don't know what this thing is going to be. Whether it's going to be like a combination of like a mini NES as well as playing sort of newer games, I don't know. I'd really like this console to actually be like, have your classic Atari games on there, but redo them. To redo your IPs, just make it a bit more modern. I don't know how beefy this is going to actually be, just looking at the look of the actual console, because it's not the biggest one, but hey, either there's a Nintendo Switch and look what that's doing. But guys, what do you want the AtariBox to be? I would love to see them down in the comments down below as to what you'd want from it, or what you think it might be, or if you've heard something that I haven't. But Atari have promised that there's going to be more details coming out over the coming months. And there was just a little tidbit over on Twitter. There was a tweet showing on the Telltale Games Twitter account, obviously, because it's coming from Telltale. Or it could come from somewhere else. You never know where this shit comes from. But it says, news coming this week during SDCC. And it says a summer 2017 update. A lot of people are speculating that this is going to be The Wolf Within, the sequel to Season 1 that came out a long time ago, but they've since sort of been just making everything willy-nilly. It's going to be interesting because they've just started Minecraft Season 2. They're still working on... what's that game that I started playing? Guardians of the Galaxy, that's right. We're also probably due for... no, Walking Dead just finished, so we're probably not due for another one. There is the Marvel one coming out, though, too. So it's always been an issue with Telltale Games. It just seems that... I don't know if they're big enough to be able to have all of these licenses and constantly bring us out all these amazing games, but they do kind of continue to be amazing. I did sort of fire up Guardians of the Galaxy the other day because I did pick it up on sale. They still haven't got that bloody engine right. So many times it was just hanging. I don't know if it was on my launch Xbox One because I was just sitting up and playing on in my gaming room. but it was just slow as hell. So maybe I've got to go and try it out on the new S, but that shouldn't be an issue. These are modern consoles playing these games, and regardless of whether it's an S, whether it's a PS4, whether it's a PS4 Pro, these games should be running fine. And I just found that there was a lot of hang time and lag in these games, and that has been an issue with Telltale Games for a very long time. Just their engine sucks balls. But that saying, I am looking forward to The Wolf Within 2. I love the grittiness and just the moral dilemmas that you did have to face in Season 1. So I don't actually read the comics, but I am really looking forward to that. But moving on to D23, which is Disney 23,000 years that maybe they've been open. And they did bring out a new trailer for Star Wars Battlefront 2. And oh my god, it looks fantastic. They did that whole sort of talking with the developers, talking with the writers, but they did sort of show you a lot more about the single player. Like, it was basically all on the single player. It's just basically the guys talking, and you get introduced to the Inferno Squad, and they're just talking about how this is obviously canon, as we all know that, but it looks friggin' amazing, guys. I'm really excited about this. There's a lot of actual Hollywood talent in there. Jaina, oh, she's so beautiful. Will you marry me? Please. And there's also going to be Detective Lance of Arrow fame. I don't know his actual real name, but he's actually going to be showing up in there. So it's actually looking really cool, and it's looking like they're filming a movie, and I just can't wait for this. I really hope they don't stuff up Battlefront 2 like they did Battlefront 3? You know what I mean. But obviously not much in terms of multiplayer that they discussed, because multiplayer is going to be multiplayer. I really hope that they sort of keep it like, because they've said that it's just going to be free content continually coming out. And I hope they treat it like Overwatch, where you can just buy all these little packages and get your extra little things. And hopefully if they do it right, people will be enticed to pay that extra money. And then this can be an ongoing thing. And this story, and I hope the only DLC that you have to pay for is for more story content, because we love Star Wars. Also at D23, Kingdom Hearts director, they were talking about Kingdom Hearts 3, obviously. Oh my god. They were talking about how they were actually maybe considering putting this, the remixes, like the 1.5 and the 2.5, 2.7, whatever they've doing there, onto the Nintendo Switch. And they've come out and they have been quoted as saying the Nintendo Switch is definitely a very interesting piece of hardware, but if we lightly say, oh yeah, we'll be on the Nintendo Switch, I'm sure people will come back and say, but what about the PS4 and the PS1? We want them to focus on what platforms we've already announced we're going to be on releasing Kingdom Hearts 3 on. And so after, perhaps, maybe we can start thinking about other possibilities. I think this is a huge possibility. They've been whoring out this since PlayStation 2. They just keep on bringing them out, remixes on the PlayStation 3, on the PlayStation 4. It's actually interesting that they haven't actually put it out on the Xbox One, considering that Kingdom Hearts 3 is going to be coming to the Xbox One. And they did show a new trailer of that in the Toy Story, and it looks phenomenal. I cannot wait now. Like, my hype train has jumped very high on this game now. Kingdom Hearts 3 is very high up on there. I'm just amazed at how it's looking. It's looking like a Pixar film crossed over, and that was just from the Toy Story world. It's going to be interesting to see if they integrate Star Wars, as well as a lot of the other licenses that Disney have got, and how they sort of change that world and make it its own, because obviously they change the graphics with the worlds that they go into. Now, guys over at GameSpot, they were actually talking to Namurua, who I believe is the director or producer of the game over at Kingdom Hearts and Square, and they've actually come out and blamed the publisher for why this game isn't coming out so soon. He's actually blamed that there's been a switch to a third-party Unreal Engine 4 for Kingdom Hearts drawn out development. He's actually quoted as saying a lot of people have been mentioning and making it sound like, oh, Namura is taking too much time, he said. But there was a decision made to change to an external engine, Unreal 4 engine, so we switched over to that. Unfortunately, there was a bit of time that needed to be rewound to start things over. So there was a bit of a setback there, but it was a decision that the company had to make, so it was inevitable. So this happened about a year. I remember the quote being said, into development. So they'd started making it and then they switched. And if you guys remember what happened with 2 Human, they had to switch engines. It wasn't doing what it was doing. And then that game just was still a fantastic game, but nobody liked it. I love it. Thumbs up if you love 2 Human on the Xbox 360. But that's really the reason there, guys, that Kingdom Hearts is taking so long. It has been given a release date of 2018, if you can call that a release date. It's more like a release year. But I'm really looking forward to it, as I said. But guys, that's it for today's Gaming News Opinions. I hope you've enjoyed it. Don't forget, like, share, subscribe, all those beautiful things. And don't forget to put your comments down below. Come over and visit me over at Mad Mikeey Gaming over on Facebook, Twitter. I've got the Gamer Nation podcast going live tomorrow here in Australia, but it might be nighttime in America. I never know when McBeasy is going to be putting that up. But guys, until then, don't forget to check everything out, and I will see you guys hopefully on Thursday if there's any gaming news to report on, because I'm not going to report on nothing. Unless you guys have got something that you want me to talk about. And as I said, put that down in the comments. But I will see you guys on Thursday, hopefully. Bye, guys.